We have reached the end of season number 3, and I want to show you how the playoffs ended before we get into re-signing players and making roster decisions for the next year. You see, the Cincinnati Reds beat the Seattle Mariners 4-1 in the World Series. Reds were the number 3 seed, beat Milwaukee, beat Philadelphia, beat Arizona. On the other side, Mariners were the number 5 seed, beat Baltimore, swept Boston, and then beat Kansas City 4-1. So Reds win the World Series. And Elly De La Cruz hit .450 with 1 home run and 6 RBI to get the World Series MVP. Luke Raley was the American League postseason MVP, and Tyler Stevenson was the postseason MVP on the National League side. And now it's time to advance to the offseason and prepare this team for a shot at getting close to the 500 mark for season 4. Check out the retired players first. DJ LeMahieu, Chris Bassett. Doesn't appear to be a lot of big name guys. Walker Buehler, that's a little surprising. DeSclafani, Brandon Drury, Levis Diaz. Again, not a lot of big names. So we check and see. Clay Kershaw gets into the Hall of Fame. Good for him. And you see we have one exclusive free agent in Michael Fulmer, and I am not going to bring him back. You can see he's regressing. He's had an ERA around 5 both seasons that we've had him, and I'm ready to go find someone else, and someone younger and maybe a little bit higher overall. Maybe we can do that as a undrafted free agent. Maybe we can do it in Rule 5 draft, but I'm ready to move on from him. So we will not be re-signing him. We have all of our coaching staff back for 2 more years, so we'll have to deal with replacing all of those at the end of not this coming season, but the one after that. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and we'll sim through this and get right into looking at undrafted free agents and signing our own guys back, and see what we have to do roster construction wise to help this team to be much more competitive next season at the major league level. Okay, we found 3 undrafted free agents that we're interested in signing. First one is this Roosevelt Chipper, what a name, second baseman, 21 years old, C potential, 68 overall. He's got terrible durability at down at 23, but he has good speed, adequate defense, great contact, especially against lefties, good vision, excellent discipline, and he'll just be an organizational depth piece, and we'll just put him on training for his durability, and hopefully he'll be somebody that can contribute down the road, or worst case, just help out in the minor leagues. Also found 2 catchers, Dwight Grimsley, C potential, 22 years old, 61 durability, so it's kind of defense is marginal, but he's got a great bat. And we also found this Anthony Casto. He's only a 50 overall, but he's an A potential at 18 years old, bats left-handed, long-term prospect, and we'll just work on replacing some of the older depth and slide him in and see what happens. But yeah, we found 3 guys, 3 hitters, and we have plenty of pitching right now, so we'll just bring these guys in and cut somebody else and let them try to backfill on our minor leagues. And we needed one more shortstop to make sure we had 6 in the organization, so we're going to sign this Giuseppe Irizarry. He's only D potential, 65 overall, is already 23, terrible durability. Good bat though, and he's just going to give us organizational depth in case we get injuries. Excellent speed and stealing, so he does have that as a strength as well as his discipline. So we'll just bring him in, like I said, for depth and go from there. And we had to release some players from the roster. We were up to 97 guys before we sign all of these other free agents. And we're going to release Zach Remillard. We already had plenty of left fielders. He's already in his 30s. We don't need to keep carrying him. He's kind of one-dimensionally, hits really well against lefties, and that's about it. We also released Ramos Garcia. We took in the Rule 5 draft in year 2. We've got plenty of catching. That's much younger. He's 33, and we'll just let him go. Same thing with Adam Hackenberg and Michael Turner, 2 other catchers at the bottom of the depth charts. They're in their late 20s, still in their 50s. So we'll just get rid of a lot of age in our catching positional depth and go from there. And we also released relief pitcher Garrett Schonely, who is 28 and is still in his 50s, and we're just trying to clear out some of the clutter on the roster. All right, we made a few more changes because we had to clear some room for these undrafted free agents, and also just cut some guys we weren't using. Moved Luis Toribio back to the 40-man roster, also Wes Kath, so we don't lose those two guys in the Rule 5 draft. Released reliever Kristen Stivers, Anthony Hupi Tuaneteoa. Released Brett Auerbach. Remember, he injured broke his leg or whatever to end the season, and we just added that younger second baseman, so we're just going young there. Also promoted DJ Gladney up to AAA, moved some guys around, put Anthony back up to the majors, also Caglione back up to the majors, and a lot of housekeeping there. We also added Nolan McLean to the 40-man roster, so he's got a shot. He's going to go to spring training, and he's got a shot to make the rotation. We look at the starting pitching here. Hagen Smith, obviously, in the majors. Davey Garcia in the majors. Cade Cavalli in the majors. Probably go with Shane Drohan. And then McLean's going to have a chance to make the rotation out of spring. We're going to leave the McCann brothers and Medrano down in AAA for the year. Medrano has a chance to come up later in the year, but Ricky and Kevin need to spend another entire season at AAA. Sean Burke, Wiles, Dahlquist, they're all in the 40-man, so they'll just be at spring training, but they're going to be pitching down in AA for the most part. And then we have prospects down here. I did move. Obviously, see Caglione got moved to reliever because they don't want him pitching as a starting pitcher in the majors. And we will bury him in the bullpen. He can pitch either long relief or in that one of the middle relief late slots. We did move Blaine Enlow from starting pitcher to reliever, which did tank his overall a little bit, so he has room to grow at a B potential. But he's really not somebody we're looking long-term in the rotation at 28 years old and has a decent clutch. Stamina under 70, so we're just going to use him as a long reliever in the minor leagues. And you can see all four of the undrafted free agents we offered contracts to signed. So we had some more youth, and that puts us right at 93 players, so we're good to go there. I still will look at the Rule 5 draft when that comes up and see if there's somebody that we could possibly use on a major league level. If not, we'll just go what we have. But we take care of that. So now my big things I have to look at are going to be finalizing this 40-man roster. We're sitting at 37 right now. Offering arbitration to these three guys and getting all of these tendered contracts offered and signed and get everybody ready to go for next year on the contract side. And Hagen Smith up for renewable for 2 years, but we're just going to go ahead and get him signed for the next 5 years at $3 million per. And we'll deal with his free agency down the road when he gets to be in his late 20s and see where he stands, not only just in his overall, but in his performance. Hagen Smith agreed to that 5-year contract at $3 million per, so got him on the cheap for now. But once he gets to his late 20s, if he's pitching great, we'll have to bump that up to $25-30 million. But that's down the road. We'll deal with that later. Take a look at some of the big name free agents that are out there. Tarek Skubal is getting huge offers, $352 million from Arizona over 9 years. $333.9 from Texas and $304 from Chicago. 30 years old. These guys are going to pay him until he's almost 40. That's going to be crazy. It's going to wreck their team. Garrett Crochet, Boston's trying to re-sign him, 7 years, $252 million. Jazz Chisholm's a top hitter. Freddie Peralta's out there. Drops off pretty quick, so really good pitchers at the top of the list here. Surprised no one's going after Crochet. I would imagine once Skubal signs, the other teams will try to jump in and get Crochet, provided he doesn't return to Boston. And our first big signing of the offseason, Alejandro Kirk signs with the Reds, 5 years, $153 million. And Tarek Skubal does go to the Diamondbacks, 9 years, $352 million. So he's out of the division and out of the league, so that's good for us. Let's take a look at what their rotation is, because they were busy in free agency last year as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go down here and check out Arizona. So Skubal, Michael King, Brandon Pfaadt, Blake Snell, Ryan Nelson. Yeah, they're loaded. Look at that. They have 4 pitchers in the 90s. Wow. How big are these contracts? Wow. Paying Rodriguez $20 million to be a 5th starter or a long reliever. They got some money spent, though. And Dustin May goes to the Rangers, 5 years, $50 million. Ryan Jeffers to the Braves, 5 years, $69 million. And you can see now that Scooble's off the market, all of a sudden everybody has to jump their offers. Boston tried to get him low, and now they're up to 10 years, $388. And that's second behind Texas, 8 years, $317. Anaheim offering almost $40 million a year as well. So Crochet is going to be uber rich after this offseason. Look at his stats real quick. He did win 17 games last year, so he's pitched well. Look at those strikeout totals. He's pitched really well since he left the White Sox, so good for him. Garrett Crochet, go get your cash, man. Ha-Seong Kim, 6 years, $94 million to the Pirates. And Garrett Crochet, out of nowhere, signs with the A's. They weren't even in his top three. 8 years, $320 million, so he actually takes less, although it says $40 million per year. So Crochet to the A's, wow. So he stays in the American League. It's not in our division, but goes to the A's. I'm kind of shocked. And Tyler Stevenson leaves the Reds, goes to the Braves. So they just signed Jeffers and Stevenson. I'm not sure what's going on with the Braves. Nico Horner to the Angels, 4 years, $50 million. Let's go take a look at the Braves. Look at their catchers. Jeffers and Stevenson and Sean Murphy. That's a lot of money for 3 catching spots. Yeah, they're paying over $30 million for 3 catchers, all in their 30s. Really, potentially. I'm at a loss. I don't know what's going on there. Free agency in this game is less than stellar. And Cody Bellinger signs with the Mariners, 4 years, $28 million. And now it is draft lottery time. You can see we're sitting right now in the number 3 spot. We lost 104 games, but we improved by 19 games over the year before. So hopefully we can stay in the top 3. If we fall at all, hopefully it's not out of the top 5. So let's simulate and see where we end up in next summer's draft. And we jump to number 1. There we go, back-to-back years. Please, please, please give us a generational player in this draft. I'm begging you. The Rays also went up 3. Rockies dropped 2. Blue Jays, Astros, and Angels all drop 1. But we get the number 1 pick in the draft for the 2nd year in a row. And we really need some luck with this draft class this coming year. And here we are at Rule 5 Draft Day, picking 3rd in each round. So let's see who goes. Nobody from us. So let's get in there and see what's available, if there's anybody that we think can improve the team or not, and go from there. We're just going to stick with what we got and not pick anybody in the Rule 5 draft for the first time. And we lost no one in the Rule 5 draft, so we're still here at 93 players, so we're really good to go. As far as roster goes, you can see everybody has signed except for Anthony Medrano, and we'll probably have to just renew him at the end of the offseason. I offered him $100,000. He hasn't signed yet, so we'll see. Alec Bohm goes to the Dodgers, 4 years, $36.8 million. Brady Singer to the Rays, 5 years, $82.5 million. And Medrano does sign his contract, so everybody on the team is signed, so we're good to go. Don't have to worry about arbitration or last-minute renewal contracts. We're good to go. All right, so I need to go through, verify we have everybody on the 40-man roster that we want on the 40-man, guys we want to see in spring training, and I will get all of that done and be right back, and we'll hop right into spring training and get some games played. Definitely see Roman Anthony. Definitely see, where'd he go? Here, sorry, Jack Caglione. He's going to be playing first base and DH. You can see that batting is way above his pitching, so that's where we're going to go with him as a hitter, not a pitcher. And hopefully he'll just develop on the pitching side on his own in the background, but I think we also want to see Jared Kelly. So we got a few guys that we want to see. Edgar Caro, he's already on the 40-man. Very good chance he's going to be in the majors with Cole Carrick platooning at catcher. Right now, Michael Ward would be on the major league team at first base, especially since he can hit well against righties. Although Toribio does have a 40-man roster status, so he'll be up in spring training. We're going to leave these two guys down in Double-A and let them dominate before we push them up to Triple-A. Maddox is going to go to AAA. Burke, we just drafted him. Our second pick in the last draft. We'll put him at AAA. If he struggles, we'll drop him down. Montgomery, obviously, he's going to start in the majors. Quinones, we're going to push him up to AAA, let him go there. And Watley, we're going to start him in AA, work on his defense, and let him just crush the pitching down there on the hitting side and get him improved, but work on training him up on defense. Anthony's going to be in the majors, and Zavala we're going to leave down in AAA. He needs a little more time. He's not quite Major League ready yet. Jeremy De La Rosa is the guy he would replace. De La Rosa has better hitting right now, so we'll just go with De La Rosa, so we don't have to burn another 40-man spot for Zavala right now. And right field is going to be open. I think we're going to go with Thomas, De La Rosa, Rincones, and Pinckney. One of those guys is going to play either center field or right field, and Anthony's going to play the other. He'll play either center or right. And we'll go with Koperniak and Rocha in left or DH. So get a lot of options in the outfield, and maybe we can find a stud outfielder in the draft. So like I said, I'll be right back after I do all this, and we'll head right into spring training. We have made it to spring training opening day, where our White Sox will be visiting the rival Cubs. Hagen Smith will be taking on Shota Imanaga, just like last year. And I really want to focus on prospects. We'll be starting for the first time in 2027, and those hitters are going to be Jack Caglione, Roman Anthony, and Edgar Caro. On the pitching side, we're looking at roster bubble guys like Nolan McLean and Jared Kelly. Hop in here. Top of the second inning, Caglione leading off. I said we're just going to skip around and watch these hitters. Caglione's going to hit a fly ball into deep right field, drifting back to the warning track. And right fielder has it for the first out. So we're going to show Jack, we're going to show Roman, and we're going to show Edgar all their at-bats in this game. And Anthony takes strike 3 at the letters to end the inning. Now we're going to skip ahead. Justin Steele coming in the game now for the Cubs. Top of the fourth inning, Jack leading off again, and he's going to stroke this one into left field. And it's going to drop and be in for a single. So he gets his first hit of the spring. There we go, Jack. Wasn't a blast, it was a bloop this time. And that brings up Roman Anthony. Man on second, 1 out, 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be a tapper. Second baseman's got it. Easy throw to first. Cags is going to move to third base, and there's 2 down. And in steps Edgar Caro, catcher. Plan on him playing in the majors, splitting time with Cole Carrick this year. Man on third, 2 out, and there's a ground ball inside the bag, knocked down by the third baseman. And it's going to be an infield hit for Caro, and that's going to score the second run of the game for the White Sox. Nice defensive play, but it gives up a run. Now we're going to skip ahead again. Caglione leading off the 6th. Caleb Killian on the mound for the Cubs. And here's going to be a tapper to second base. Comes in, easy flip with the glove this time. And there's 1 down. And after Rocha gets a 1-out single, that'll bring in Roman Anthony again. 1 on, 1 out. Killian's 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be a shot into center field. Center fielder drifting back. That's Alcantara's got it for the second out. Hoping Anthony can provide a little extra power this year. Definitely better defense. Here comes Caro now. 1 on, 2 out. And he's going to hit a fly ball in the center field as well. And the Cubs are going to get out of this inning without allowing any more runs. So the Sox are up as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And now we jump ahead to the 8th inning. Wes Kath, it's a leadoff single, steals second. Get a walk. Edgar Caro's up. 2 on, 2 out. And it's going to be a fly ball into right field. Drifting back to the edge of the track, and he's going to have it. And the Sox waste a chance to score there. Man in scoring position as we head to the 8th. And the Cubs get 2 men on, a double, single walk. All of a sudden this game is tied. We're in extra innings now. 12th inning, Jared Kelly in. Really want to see how he does. Pitches off the plate. Alcantara leading off for the Cubs. Kelly's been excellent in the minors, hoping he can step into the bullpen. And there's a shot by Alcantara deep to center field. Back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone. Well, not a good debut for Kelly as Alcantara ends this game with a walk-off home run. Hopefully, we'll have better things the rest of spring. Maybe it's just one bad outing. Poor White Sox had the game won. They were up 2-0, blew the game in the bottom of the 9th, and lose it in extra innings. check out a whole host of guys, 10 different guys with one hit for the White Sox. De La Rosa with a double, Pinckney with a steal, Hagen Smith, 3 shutout innings. There's Bellotti blowing the save. Actually, I credit Hernandez for the blown save, but Bellotti ended up being responsible for those runs, and Kelly faces one batter and gives up a home run, and they lose. Cubs, Matt Shaw's the only guy in the entire game that had more than one hit. There you see Alcantara's walk-off home run, and the Cubs win. And the very next day, playing the Cubs again, we pound them this time. We win 15-4 as Hagen Smith on the mound. You can see De La Rosa 2 hits, Montgomery 2 hits, Caglione 2 hits and 3 RBIs, 2 hits for Rocha, 2 for Caro, 2 for Pinckney. My goodness, 18 hits, 15 runs. We only struck out 3 times. That's amazing. We had 6 doubles and a home run. Jack hit a home run, a couple of steals. Garcia gives up 2, and bullpen the rest of the way pretty much shuts him down. Although we did have 8 walks, it's kind of ugly. Now the Sox are going to take on the Texas Rangers. And Nolan McLean is going to be on the mound for the White Sox. Very interested to see how he does this spring. He was dominant in the minors last season. He's vying for that number 5 spot in the rotation. You see he's pitched 1 inning in relief so far this year, so it'll be his first start in the spring. And he can strike guys out. He limits home runs. Leadoff hitter is DH Wyatt Langford. And it's going to give up a base hit right up the middle. So Texas gets their leadoff man on. That'll bring up Leody Taveras. 3-2 pitch. And that's a shot into right field, and that one's gone. Got all of that one. 2 batters in, and the Rangers are up 2-0. What a shot. Hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come. We had this problem last year with Hagen Smith in spring training. Got to get these young pitchers to get guys out early. That's going to bring up Corey Seager. He's a dangerous hitter, and he strikes out on the high fastball. So Kelly gets his first K of the spring. There's 1 out here in the first. Then steps Wilson Contreras. Not sure when or where they got him, but he takes a pitch off the plate for ball 4. So now there's 1 on and 1 out. I'm going to bring in Josh Young. 3-1 pitch is high, and that's ball 4. So Kelly, in a huge jam here in the first inning, has already given up a single and a home run. 2 guys on, 2 outs. Estrada up, swings through the pitch on the inner half, and strikes out. So 2 walks and 2 strikeouts in the inning so far. He's trying to limit this damage to 2 as Evan Carter steps in. And he's going to hit a fly ball in the center field. De La Rosa drifts back to the edge of the track, further back now, and he's got it. And Kelly gives up 2 early, that home run by Taveras, but settles down after that. And the Sox didn't score in the bottom half, so we go to the second inning. Ezekiel Duran leading off. There's a ground ball to third. Groshans has it. Throw across the diamond, and there's 1 down. So hopefully Kelly can settle down here, get that first inning out of the way. He's already up to pitch number 48 here as Garcia hits a grounder, and Groshans grabs that on the backhand and throws across, so there's 2 down. And we're back to the top of the order. Wyatt Langford singled his first time up, and he takes strike 3 at the letters, so nice 1-2-3 inning by Kelly. 3 Ks through 2. Time for the Sox bats to get going. And bottom half of the inning, Roman Anthony hit a 2-run homer to tie the game. So now we're back to top of the third with Leody Taveras. Homered his first time up. And he's going to swing and miss in the low fastball and strike out here. Gives 4 Ks for Kelly now. In steps Seager. He struck him out in the first. 3-1 pitch. And that's a shot to right center field, and that one's going to be out of here as well. So Kelly just got to keep the ball in the ballpark. He's striking out the world already, but he's also given up 2 home runs in 3 innings, so we got to clean that up. If he can take care of those extra base hits, especially home runs, he should be in for a good spring and a good season. Just have to see how he does the rest of the spring. That was a shot by Seager. And that'll bring in Wilson Contreras. Nobody on, 1 out, 1-2 pitch from Kelly, and he swings and misses on the slider and strikes out. That's 5 Ks for Kelly. Just under 3 innings. That brings in Josh Young, third baseman now. Nobody on, 2 out. 1-1 pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Monty scoops. Throw across, and he's out. So, good and bad so far in 3 innings for Kelly. He's got 5 Ks through 3, but he's also given up 2 home runs. And the Sox battle back and win as Jack hits a RBI double in the 6th. We had 2 2-run homers in the bottom of the 8th. As the Sox rally and win this game. Let's take a look at the box score. You can see Taveras 2 for 4 with that home run. Seager with a solo shot. Gave up 11 hits. Dustin May in his first appearance for the Rangers after signing as a free agent. Look at that. Fernandez and DeGrom both got hammered for 2-run homers late. White Sox side, 3 hits for Anthony, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 hits for Groshans. Home runs by Anthony, Ward, and Groshans. McLean, like you said, mixed bag there. Like the strikeouts. Outside of Chase Chaney, the bullpen was excellent. So, and get these starting pitchers to clean up their extra base hits. We'll be in good shape for the regular season. And we look at the next start for Nolan McLean. Pitches 4 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, and 4 Ks. Much, much better outing for him. Still got to tone down those walks. 3 walks and 4 innings is a bit much for him, but got to love the bounce back. And we'll see what he does the rest of spring. And we have another start by McLean. 5 innings this time, 2 hits, no walks, 1 unearned run, 6 strikeouts. Dude is on a roll. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Now if we can just translate that over to the regular season, we'll be so excited. And Hagen Smith, 5 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. So it's not confined just to Nolan McLean. We really need Smith to lead this rotation. And hopefully this is just a sign of things to come. And now we're going to have a game against the Indians. You can see both teams around the 7-15, 7-16 mark. We're going to focus on Monty, Caglione, and Anthony in this game. So we're going to show all of their at-bats while they're still in the game. Go to the bottom of the first inning. Jose Brito leads off with a single. Koperniak doubles him home. Now we'll step in and see Colson Montgomery's first at-bat. Man scoring position, nobody out. 2-1 pitch from Gavin Williams. On the way. It's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Left fielder drifts over. He's going to have that, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring in Jack Caglione, playing DH. Again, man in scoring position, 1 out, and he swings at a pitch off the plate and strikes out. Bad pitch, chased one. There's 2 down now. It's going to fall on Roman Anthony's shoulders to try and get this runner in here in the bottom of the first. Sox up 1-0. 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be line drive, single into center field, and that's going to drop, runner around third. Here comes the throw, and he's going to be safe. Throw was offline, or he might have had a chance. So Anthony, big RBI there, 2-0 Sox as we head to the bottom of the third. Cleveland scores 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Brito leads off with a single. Koperniak strikes out, and we're back to Colson Montgomery here. And there's a pitch inside, and Brito steals second base. So now the Sox have a man in scoring position with 1 out. And a 3-2 pitch to Montgomery is off the plate inside. That's going to put 2 men on base. That brings up Jack again. 2 on, 1 out, 3-2 pitch. That's going to be a fly ball into right center field. Right fielder's going to have that, throw it in. The runners are going to hold. Now to bring in Anthony, RBI single in the first. Trailing 3-2, and he swings through the high fastball and strikes out to end the inning. As we head to the fourth, 3-2 Cleveland. And after Cleveland puts up 4 in the top of the fourth, White Sox have a man on with 2 out, and De La Rosa hits a 2-run shot to make it a 7-4 game. Now we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 8-4 Cleveland. Montgomery up with 1 out. And he hits a line drive into left field. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder for a base hit. So now the Sox have a man on with 1 out for Caglione. 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, and that's going to be a wild pitch as Monty goes down to second. Looks like he was running on the play. May give him a stolen base or wild pitch. I'm not sure what they're going to give him. All right, man on second now. 1 out, 3-2 pitch from Espino to Caglione. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. Snag and step on the bag. That'll move Monty to third base now with 2 down. Here's Roman Anthony, 1 for 2. 2-1 pitch. That's a shot into right field. Back to the track, to the wall. And it's gone off the back wall of the bullpen. Roman Anthony, about time you break out on camera, dude.
You can put it on the board. Yes!
That's 2 hits, 3 RBI, a home run. And the Sox climb back into this game. It's now 8-6. Take a look at this replay. It's like thigh high, and he just hammered that pitch into the bullpen. Trying to bring us all the way back all by himself. And that's going to be it. You can see Sox got 1 more on a Toribio RBI, but the Indians hold on and win this game 8-7. We go check out this box score. Steven Kwan was a thorn on our side early with 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBI. Ramirez hit a 2-run shot. Fry had 3 hits. Williams gave up 4 runs, only 2 earned. Our side, Brito 2 hits. Anthony 2 hits and 3 RBI. There's De La Rosa's 2-run shot. Pitching just didn't hold it down. We had enough hits and runs to win this game. But Roman Anthony, have a game. And we have reached the end of spring training. We finished with a 9-19 record. Not exactly what we were looking for. See the Reds, who won the World Series. They had the best record in the Cactus League at 19-9. But scored 107 runs, gave up 132. Got to cut down on the runs allowed. Got to work on getting more runs scored, obviously. Go take a look at the stats here. Jeremy De La Rosa led the team with 23 hits. Also 7 home runs and 15 RBI. So he was our spring training MVP. And he solidified a spot in the outfield, whether it's in center field or left field, not sure yet. Groshans did enough to stay on the Major League roster. He'll play some at third base. He can also play some at short, I believe. Jack got the power that we were looking for. He was hitting like 299, 298 at one point, and he really tailed off at the end of spring. So hopefully he can heat up again once the season starts. C. Montgomery, good power numbers, just didn't hit for a decent average. Roman Anthony started really slow, turned it on a little bit. So hopefully he'll be one of those guys that has a slow start to the season and warms up as the season warms up. Did get to see a home run out of him on camera, so that's nice. Koperniak, he's battling for a roster spot, and we may or may not have him start in the majors. Don't know. Pinckney's done enough to stay up, especially with those 5 steals. These 2 guys, not sure. I'll have to make a decision once I look at the roster a little bit more, whether they're going to start in the majors or go back down to the minors. Rocha, we're just going to keep up. He's one of those guys, you know, he is what he is, and we need the power, and we'll take it on the chin a little bit with the average. He does have position flexibility of left, first, and third. Caro, we're just going to go ahead and bring him to the majors and let him play and see how he does. If he struggles, we'll send him back down, but he needs to be at the major league level playing. He's already a 77 overall. Wes Kath, we had him playing third base in the spring to see what he can do. So did very well batting average wise. He's going to go back down to AAA, play every day, and hopefully get some of that power up, keep contending with the contact. Rincones, he and Pinckney are probably going to be platooning in left field, and Anthony in right, De La Rosa in center, unless we put those 2 in right, Anthony back to center, and De La Rosa to left. But I think pretty good chance Koperniak played himself off the roster in spring. Kasevich is just a, I don't know what, he's a backup. We're probably going to go with either Vasquez or Brito at second base and wait for Maddox. We'll maybe bring Maddox up later in the season. Nelson's definitely going down to AAA, and probably Colby Thomas as well. Pitching side, Davy Garcia, not bad. Didn't get any wins and losses, but it's got to cool down on those walks. But 3.16 ERA is good. Hagen Smith, 5.22, didn't walk anybody. Strikeouts are right at his innings pitched, so he's just got to cut down on extra base hits. Kate Cavalli didn't do too poorly. Nolan McLean, rough start, first 2 starts, and then he just turned it on the rest of the way. So he's definitely in the rotation. He probably pitched himself up into either the number 3 or 4 spot in the rotation. Drohan had a tough spring. Start with him in the number 4 or 5 spot. See how it goes. Still struggling to get 5 consistent starting pitchers. Burke pitched decently, but his numbers are lower than Drohan's in his ratings, even though his overall is higher. He might be ready to come up if Drohan can't pitch well at the start of the season. The rest of these starting pitchers did nothing in relief, and so they're probably all going to be down in AAA, AA. Relief side, Patino pitched great. Jabot pitched much better than last year. Hernandez was a little off, but I'll take that 12 Ks in 15 innings. Henriquez pitched well. Kolek pitched great again. Austin Davis did a job. The guy we brought up thought he might be ready for the majors. Did not do it. 22.5 ERA, a 4 whip, 8 walks in 4 innings. Both of his losses were walk-off home runs, so he's definitely going back down to AAA and work on some things. And we'll see how he does there. And Bellotti, 5 saves, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. High ERA, but he only pitched 7 innings, so probably gave up a couple of runs in 1 appearance, and it really skewed his ERA. But that's where we are. Medrano's definitely going to start in AAA, get that hits per 9 even higher. We'll bring him up at some point. Both McCann brothers are going to pitch an entire year at AAA again and get better. And there's a couple of guys that we just drafted that have C potential, not very high upside. They're just going to pitch down there, and if we need them, great. Maybe they'll be bullpen arms down the road. But I'm excited to get this season started. We're going to put our catcher we just drafted has great contact skills. We're going to put him down in AAA for sure. Villa and Williams are going to start in AA, and once Villa starts getting hot, hitting hot, we'll move him up to AAA, move one of these veterans down to AA. Maddox is going to start the season at AAA. If our starters in the majors at second base aren't cutting it and Maddox is hot again, then he will definitely come up. Burke, we're going to start him at AAA. If he struggles at all, we'll send him back down to AA and hopefully get that contact against both sides higher. And Quinones, he's going to go up to AAA, start at short, and he could be up as starting second baseman. If Maddox isn't doing it and our major leaguers aren't doing it, then we could bring him up. But I'd like to really work on his fielding, get that up, because it's a little bit of a deficit right now. Dexter Watley, first round pick. We're going to start him at AA so he can dominate there while we work on his fielding, and then we'll push him up to AAA as he progresses. Zavala, he's not good enough to play in the majors at this point, so we're just going to leave him down there, hope he gets better, and we could really use his glove at the majors. But as long as De La Rosa is killing it, then there's no reason to bring Zavala up. And like I said, these two guys are going to be playing. Koperniak is not, especially at 29 years old. Get these 26-year-olds playing on an everyday basis, and maybe they'll provide extra for us. So that's where we are. And the next time you see us, we'll be playing on opening day. And you see right here, we'll be hosting the Cleveland Indians. So Hagen Smith will take on Shane Bieber. So make sure you tune in for that episode. And if you like the series so far, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out. Hit the notification bell so you know when the opening day episode is live. And I will catch you next time on the Chicago White Sox Draft Only Franchise.